Hello everybody, welcome to Monday's rootin' tootin' version of the Marvel Contest of Champions news show. We've got some really interesting topics. One really big topic, which is a massive rework improvement to a situation on a daily grind that will benefit you with getting more rewards for less effort, which I'm really excited about. With more context from Kabam Crashed. Well, all that said, let's get into the show, shall we? So for the best part of the last several days, we've seen problems with AQ not being able to be set up, especially for the AQ raids. I was waiting for Kabam to give an answer to this, but it seemed to resolve itself over a length of time. But definitely from what players were trying to experience, they couldn't really set up for it. And obviously the AQ raid month is a thing you're going to have to be raiding your butt off to get some good things. So you kind of felt like your hand was twisted to do this or set up for this. But unfortunately, it just wasn't something you could necessarily set up. And over the last few days, Kabam have been kind of looking to work at this and get it fixed, with a fix definitely incoming and in motion. So Kabam have said, and this was as of July 3rd, we've identified an issue preventing summoners from modifying their raid enlistment. In order to resolve this issue, we have had to delay the upcoming modifier changes for AQ Season 13. These modifiers will instead go live after Raids Month. So a little bit of breathing space, especially for officer-based preparation. The fix will allow alliances to save their enlistments, and the current Season 12 modifiers will remain in place throughout the raid month. So, yeah. That's now kind of resolved, if anybody was looking to see if there was any kind of fix to that, but it is indeed been sorted. Let's now look at the topic of monetization in MCOC. There's some really decent feedback and chat within the community on this. Monetization, spending money in the game, putting out deals, enticing people to spend. There's some things in game that I think that are quite good from a value of money spend point. And if people say, well, you shouldn't have to spend in games, well, I don't know really what to say. Like, you could either go and get a free game off of Steam and not like Marvel Contest of Champions and play that for free. That's a joke, by the way. But there are other games out there. There's games that you just buy £6 to £10, upwards of $9, and go, hey, this is a great game. If anybody has seen over the week, any weekend on Discord, I'm playing very random games because, you buy them for about £10. And they've got amazing replayability, Go Fit, Humans Fall Flat, Phasmophobia, the list goes on. Very kind of decent indie games. Unfortunately, Kabam aren't in that kind of situation. They have to report to Netmarble. Netmarble have shareholders, they need to make a lot of money. It's a vicious round circle. But there's always things to buy in MCOC, and of course there's always deals. Or there's things to encourage you to spend and buy. There's a lot of FOMO. Let's be real. As Big Blue says, after 3 Mega Sales unit draining events, I couldn't be less excited for the reunion event and StatCast. I think the reunion event might be more of like sort of aimed at free people, but I do think that there'll be the gacha box. And StatCast, yeah, I do think will have some kind of like acquisition based method to them. My hope is that you can buy crystals for X amount of units, but again, that's a drain on units, and if you want to get those StatCasts fast. It just seems like they're draining milk from dried whalebones at this point. And of course, if you only spend a little bit, you might feel like, well, am I actually going to get some of these things? Nothing about the current approach encourages casual spending. It's all in or you don't matter, which is fatiguing for the whole community. Free-to-play feels the ever-growing gap. Casual spenders say, what's the point? More than ever. And dolphin spenders are saying, no mass. I got to imagine even the larger spenders must feel a level of what the F, another cash-focused event incoming. This is scary. It's scary when you think about $215,000, wasn't it, that was spent last Christmas, and that was already devalued off the face. That was like worthless by about, was it like April or something of this year, April, May time? And that's scary when you kind of look at that. Kabam's balance between what they give for spenders to spend and what you kind of small spenders get to spend to kind of save your time, because that's always it. If you're spending money in MCC, you're saving time. Everything is approachable when you can get it, and I'm sure people will disagree with that statement, but you do over a length of time. Like, I didn't think I'd be able to get the volume of 7 stars that I have as a non-spending player, but I did. I didn't think that I was able to get as many rank 4 7 stars But by the end of this month, I will have 4, hopefully. And I haven't done, and I will never do Wheel of Fate out of principle for the fact that it's just so... Well, maybe I'll do it further down the line, but if I do it in about, I don't know, a year's time, or I do it in 2, 3, 4, 5 months' time because I've then got the right champions for it, then they're going to be worthless. Rank 4 7 stars, because we'll be chasing rank 5 7 stars, and I'll go, well, what was the point of me doing Wheel of Fate? Anyway, let's move on and kind of like taking your some thoughts and opinions on the matter. It became too much when the straight up sold a champ for the first time in the web store. It's only increasing excessive and tone deaf at this point. Oh, yeah, didn't they do that? Like you could buy access to a champion, like early doors. Like you could just buy it straight out, which is weird, by the way. It's weird because other games have done it. I played World of Tanks for years, and you could buy tanks, but so basically like champions straight up. Like you just buy them. Other games you can just buy characters straight up, without having to kind of go through any RNG, luck, crystals, or gambling-based elements for it. Oh, it's clobbering time. It's a step too far. I was willing to blow out $400 during spring cleaning, and that's the other thing, isn't it? Like, I don't get too much involved with a lot of these deals. I didn't spend spring cleaning, and I pocketed my 600 free units from Heart of Fire event. But if you're looking at like, what was that? $400 in spring cleaning, $400 in Heart of Fire, and then $600. That's $1,400 in the space of 3 months. Yeah, was it 3 months? Wow, like that's a lot of spending kind of deals. But then there could be some people down in the other side of things at Kabam, like, well, we do have some very keen spenders. These players right here, and by the way, there's nothing against these players. I'm not saying anything against them at all. It's just a point of, if these are high spenders of the game, I mean, you look like my non-spending rating is 7.1, nearly 7.2 mil, but the top end of players are pushing 15 mil rating overall. They're getting all the new champions, they're spending a lot of money, and they're able to get themselves stuff. They've got expendable income. Hey, fair play. Look, if you've got a lot of expendable income, hey, fair play, right? But Kabam then look at this and go, if the top end of players are spending a lot of money, then we're going to keep putting out deals. Like, they'll spend because we put out these deals. That may be the case, that may be not the case, but it's still, you know, where are they going with, oh, we need to put a deal out every 2 months, we need to do this every 2 months or 3 months or whatever, with the monetization elements of it. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. I had a little read more through the thread. There's some good back and forth, but there's ultimately this just falling out, and it's not really good when that's the case of like people falling out over things. But how do you feel about the monetization situation? As a non-spender myself, I will cover deals on this channel, but largely I just don't get involved with them from a point of actually spending any money, number one. Number two, if there's unit-based ones, I'm probably saving more for every year for the banquet event, because I just think that the game's depreciated value on things. So that's where Mike always kind of like focuses stuff. It's either content with the units or not. So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts? Put it in the comments. Something that I've been a little confused on is auto-scaling around the new event quest, or event quest going forward, like the top 30 prestige thing Kabam said about. And I think I'm still a little bit confused with something that Kabam Crash said, which we're going to like read in and kind of react to. But I do have the concerns about, oh yes, top 30 people, is that the benchmark of how the content is meant to be? Is that fair? Is that unfair? Especially as a smaller account, or smaller non-spending account, compared with the 14 to 15 mil now account rating that we see elsewhere. But let's see what Kabam Crashed had to say on the matter. Which was quite simply, defender stats and rewards scale with prestige. Nodes and rewards scale with progression. So all Valiant players will have the same nodes on their fights. The stronger their rosters, the higher the defender health pools and better the rewards. So the way that this looks, I've kind of first of all was like, oh, this is all based on individuality, but I don't think that's necessarily the case, because we're talking about the possibility of you being like if you've got the top end of people, say right at the top of the list is this iWalt R, and like that would say that his or her prestige would be very much kind of like they then get fights built on that particular roster based on the strength of their roster as defenders you're facing off against. I don't know if that necessarily reason that's the case. Like I'll get my whatever it is, the 28, 29k prestige based account against what is fair to my particular prestige based level. That is something that I would like to find out if that was the case. But Kabam, as that's saying, Kabam would build out content specifically built to you with it, and if they're able to do that, great. But I don't know if that's exactly the case. Anyway, that's the benchmark for it, as we said. Defender stats and rewards scale with prestige. Nodes and rewards scale with progression. So all Valiant players will have the same nodes on their fights. The stronger their rosters, the higher the defender health pools and better the rewards. So yeah, that gives an answer hopefully to that if you're curious. So one of my favorite things out of the last few days that we learnt was daily quest rework, and there's been a bit of extra context from Kabam Crash, actually really positive stuff. So we knew that old daily quests are out, new daily quests are in, new relevant and rewarding content, repeats and changes daily, Monday through Saturday, super version on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, so that is just stipulated to what is the actual daily quests. And Dave did say on the stream that things would stay the same, and yet lower tier items would still be available. But Kabam Crash, as we said, added more context, saying the daily quest ecosystem is getting a huge upgrade. All the stuff there now will still be there, and it will include many other resources and catalysts, including tier 1 alphas, tier 2 alphas, tier 3 alphas, tier 5 basics, tier 6 basics, alloys, embers, etc. It's really more of an overhaul than an update, and that's huge. That means that for a lot of players, if you're able to achieve getting tier 5 basics, you're able to sell those for tier 6 basic fragments and get tier 6 basics in general with tier 3 alpha. This allows and adds in, yes, it's something extra to do, right? I'm not too worried about that because it'll, well, hopefully auto fightable. But if it's a very easy daily quest to do and it gets you engaged with being in game, but as well adds in more tier 3 alpha, more tier 6 basic, that is a big improvement and a really kind of important element to Valiant players' current issue with tier 6 basic and also tier 3 alpha. But then our previous two stories, this story and the previous one, co-align and kind of cross together. Because we talked about event quest a little bit, mainly with the Valiant side of things, but how it impacts on unit farming. In a response to Big Blue, who said, I'm curious on how this will impact unit farming lower level event quests. Will those units be distributed evenly across the two difficulties, or will they disappear? Most of them are being moved to daily quests as part of the daily quest overhaul. Some will remain in the event quest. So if you don't want to do lower event quest like auto fighting, which I do a lot, you know, to kind of, because I don't have time to do arena nowadays, I'm trying to do a little bit more of that, but to save myself farming units, I will auto fight through the lower stuff. But if there's one quest that could be done and you go grab it, then that I think is going to be really good, depending on what this overhaul is. So I'm really excited about this overhaul. I'm a big believer of quality of life in video games. If you can improve quality of life, that is amazing. Save us time. The big thing about me saying on this channel 2025 is save us time, fix the AI. Save us time in game when it comes to grinding stuff in game, improve the in-game AI. There's two big requests I have this year. Yes, there are a lot of things that need to be addressed in this game, but start with two things that you kind of feel personally, if they do it and they get it right and they save us some time, and happy day. And on that note, that is the end of the show for today, for Monday. I have recorded this on a Saturday because I don't know if my setup is going to be done in time. I need to take apart everything and then put it back together again with my new PC, new monitor, new everything. Oh, wish me good luck. It could be a complete disaster. I hope it isn't, and I'll see you all hopefully on Monday with fresh content or scuffed fresh content. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.